Welcome to episode 2 of Toxic Table Time with the Tuts.
The Toxic
Me and him,
Twins.
him and me.
Kong and Vanilla Gorilla. Lots to talk about.
We're going to have Kyle Crosby on FaceTime in a minute because he's such a dinosaur. He couldn't work the Zoom call. So we're going to have to do it old school and FaceTime him, and I'm going to prop it up somewhere so that you can see his ugly fucking face
He's
while
got a
he
big
talks.
square SpongeBob type head.
And we're going to talk about how Devon went. So just want to say a massive thank you to everyone that watched episode 1.
Yeah, thanks.
And liked
Big
and subscribed and gave us lots of positive feedback about it. It was, I thought when we first did it that it would get like 50 views.
Yeah.
Because it's quite a specialist subject we're talking about, I guess. But
Yeah.
we're up to just over 5,000 views. Which was really more than I ever thought it
In
would
a few
be.
days as well.
In just a couple of days. So thank you to everyone
Cheers,
that
guys.
watched it and shared
Appreciate
it, liked it, loved it. Thank you a lot. So
And we're gonna talk about Devon, devastating Devon. Few subjects like refs, who matches and who was pulling. Talk about the sit downs that's coming up in a couple of weeks' time. Well, about 3 weeks, isn't it?
yeah, 3 weeks till the sit downs.
That's in Bognor, and yeah. So, shall we try?
Let's try and get
Let's try and get old Crosby on here.
Caveman Crosby.
Bear with us. Bear with us. What are we drinking today? I've got.
Looks like utter dog piss. We're going to
Yeah, this guy at work said to try this.
We're going to have to
IPA.
start drinking my own stuff.
We'll bring it then. Winstable Bay, Powwow. We've got some vodka. We've got some neck oil.
Why is FaceTime not coming up?
Let's see. It's ringing, guys. It's ringing. See if the dowser answers. There he is.
Ah, big boy!
Right, hold tight. We've got to get you. You're going to be, I guess you're going to be looking at the camera. Take yourself off mute, you cunt.
Can't hear you.
What about now?
I can hear you now, lad.
Okay, you're going to have to face this way.
Right.
But can you hear us?
Yeah, mate, yeah.
Speak
Yeah,
up so they can hear you at the back.
Yes, mate.
Just hold it up.
What if I put you like that?
Yeah, we'll put you in.
Yeah, that's alright, mate.
That's
That
all
way
right,
you
mate.
don't have to look at us and we don't have to look at you. So we both win. Let me have a look and see what it's like. Oh, look, that is beautiful. You're like a little head on the table.
Is your volume up? So
Yeah,
people can
volume
hear
as
it?
loud as it will go.
Alright.
Okay.
Right, Chopper.
Alright.
How did you give us your thoughts on Devon then, seeing as it was your little baby, weren't it?
Well, okay, now, do you know what? I'm shocked, surprised, whatever. I'm happy about the amount of people who come, because it was like, you know, it's out of the way, innit? Fucking hell. You know,
Yeah,
middle of
yeah.
nowhere. And what do you have, 65 guys, so I was well happy, but I was stressing like fuck about it.
Yeah.
Before all week and everything, and I'm like, fuck me, nobody's going to turn up and everything. I'm really good turnout, but yeah, I was stressed out, it says.
People don't realise what work goes into putting in on these competitions, do they? Really?
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, Dan Earthquake done, you know, a lot of the organising and stuff, all the, you know, his system and everything like that. He come down beforehand for a visit and that, which I thought was brilliant. Little reffing seminar and that as well. Obviously, one of our lads did what's it called? You know, the down reffing and that.
Yeah.
And obviously a lad from Kernow, Richard as well. So all the work that Dan done was fucking amazing. Obviously, we got the venue together. We sorted it out. We, you know what I mean, put light up on stage and all that stuff, and for the weigh-in and all that shit. So it was just we done the donkey work in there, but everything else was just an earthquake, which was tremendous.
He's doing a good job as a PAA.
Yeah, we'll try and get him on here one of the shows.
He's doing a good job. Like, credit where it's due. He's putting in the work, isn't he? And
massive, yeah.
Well, no, a lot of people might maybe questioned when they thought, "Oh, Dan Earthquake president," but he's proved everyone wrong, isn't he? He's doing a great job. Well done.
The bloke shit up. Like before when we've been to competitions and that, and there's always a fuck up, isn't there, with the scoring system and all that. I mean, there was like a little thing right at the beginning where it was, and he sorted it out within 30 seconds, and then from then it just went beautifully. It just flowed. I mean, I've never been to a competition before where it just flowed like that.
Yeah, it did actually run at a good pace. It was actually quite a fast-paced competition, and it did actually run really smoothly as well.
Yeah. I'm just thinking what you said earlier on. I bet my head's like a fucking decapitated peanut or something.
It is. It's like a little head on a jar.
That massive fucking chin of yours.
I'm gonna look like you belong in Whiskey Corner on one of my shelves.
You look like that cartoon Gargoyles.
You should be the naturalist in the jar.
The talking head in the jar. Yeah.
So, how many people from your club actually pulled on Saturday then?
8, I think.
Oh, so quite a few then. Is that your whole team, is it? Or is there more that couldn't make it? Or?
Yeah, I mean, one didn't. Darren Lunn left anyway. He did pull, but he's setting a club up in Taunton.
Yeah.
So, he couldn't be classed in that really. One of my lads, he didn't. He didn't feel too good, so, he didn't do it.
Bottle job.
Apart from that, they all pulled. They done all right, even the one, well, I was the shittest, to be honest, but there was one that, like Matt Smith, he got a couple of pins and that, which was great. He had a good go at Dave Kelly, which was good, considering that's a pro class as well.
Yeah.
Fair play to it. Obviously, Dave beat him, but I think he troubled him a bit with the speed at the beginning, which credit to Matt,
Yeah, he's got a fast hit, Matt, isn't he?
Huh?
He's got a nice sort of fast hit, isn't he, Matt?
He has, yeah.
But I find sometimes he hits a bit too quick and he ends up leaving his own arm behind. Whereas if he stayed a bit tighter and did that hit, he'd probably find that he'd be a bit more successful, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, he's getting there. He's getting there. He's doing really good. He knows his arm strength isn't there yet as well. And that we're working on that. But yeah, no, fair play to him.
Yeah.
Henry Grayling obviously won both arms.
Yeah, he's really good, isn't he? What weight class was that?
What's that, mate?
What weight class was that, Henry?
Minus 80.
Oh right, so is that the weight he always pulls? Is it?
Yeah, well, I mean, the novice he was about 70, I think, something like that. And he's put a bit of beef on, bless him.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think a few days before he was about 82 or something, and then he just, obviously went for a run and all the rest of it, and come down a little bit for it. One of our lads, Josh Stewie, that was his first competition. He was 5th, so that was all right. Andy Little, first competition, right arm, placed 3rd in the minus 100 novice.
Oh, did he? Was that his first comp? Was it?
First comp, yeah. He doesn't realise how strong he is. He's, he is a fucking strong lad.
Yeah.
So, hopefully that will continue and whatnot. And fair play, mate.
So as a team, you've done all right then, I suppose. You feel like you've done all right as a team.
The other lad, obviously, I got twatted, but
who twatted you? Who twatted you?
What?
Who twatted you?
Fuck off.
Whoa.
I mean, that first one, I got up there or whatever. I didn't hit for some reason. I don't know why I didn't hit and all the rest of it. And then it was just like my arm. There was a pain in my arm. I knew I was going to lose against you after then anyway. So it wasn't even.
It's hard to pull and organise though at the same time.
Yeah,
isn't
I found
it?
that myself. Yeah.
Like I say, I mean, Dan was on the computer and whatnot, but I was just stressed out anyway, wondering whether it were going to be good or not and everything like that. And
Mate, it was
just,
better than good. It was
really
a great
got
call.
me.
Well, considering I'm just looking at the list of the names that turned up, we had so many top pros turn up. We had, considering it was in Devon, where it's never been before, there's a fuel crisis on at the moment. And we had Sandu Binzari, Tom Holland, Josh Davis, James Wall, Greg Foster, Jason Hill, James Beach, Rob Frampton, Adam Concrete, me and Dan, you. You know,
Bottom of that, mate, but there you go.
that's quite a lot of names that are on the circuit turn
And there
up.
are a good few clubs, you know, Slough, obviously your Brute Force, Kerno, all turned out.
Waghorn,
There was,
another name.
some Anchor Arm Wrestling guys, I saw them there. The room was packed, wasn't it? So it was a success overall, wasn't it?
Yeah, 60 odd pullers, and obviously they pulled multiply. So does that work out more? You know what I mean? Appearing to be more people, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, but the room was full. You know what I mean?
Good atmosphere, good venue.
It was great.
You
should do it again, definitely.
46 people with him. I don't know, but loads of. I think they're all on holiday. Him and his family, extended family, and all that stuff. People brought the kids and that as well, didn't they? Wives and all that, which is a bit unusual. Probably because it's Devon, they can.
I think Beach was on holiday with his family, and he just said to him, "Oh, by the way, I'm arm wrestling at the weekend," and he dragged them all along, and they had to watch him twat me.
Was it James Beach? He stayed there for a week, didn't he? Holiday and that, and
how convenient.
Yeah, how convenient.
So, get back to you a minute. You as a puller, why do you think that you sort of underperformed, maybe?
To be honest, I was stressed out all week. I took Friday off work to sort the weighing area out and all, because obviously it's weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I took Friday off. Me and Matt Smith sorted that out and stuff, and it was just like all week. I was like, people aren't going to come to Devon. It's going to be shit.
Yeah.
We're going to look like twats. We're going to, you know what I mean? And it was just like, fucking hell, And Dan Earthquake was ringing me, and he's like, it'll be all right and everything. I was like, fucking hell, I'm so
I knew it would be a good turnout.
People want to pull.
People want to arm wrestle. And I mean, like, we came up on the Friday. It was only a 4-hour drive for us.
Yeah.
We stayed in the hotel by the bridge in
The Royal.
Bideford.
It was like something out of the fucking Shining.
It was fucking old school. There's absolutely fuck all in Devon.
I got in my room, I thought it was the fucking cleaner's cupboard. I was like, I don't work here, mate.
And we asked you where can we go to eat, and you didn't even fucking know, and you live there.
Yeah, because I would have said fucking Weatherspoons, mate.
Because he's a vegan, he just eats the grass out his garden. But, he don't know no restaurants, he just goes out the back.
To the carpet and shit,
Yeah,
it was good. It was a great weekend. I'm still sort of recovering from it now. I was so tired, but
I bet you are, yeah.
because we turned up on the Friday, and then we're fucking with Charlie and Russell, and then Russell's getting pints in, and I'm like, we got a pull tomorrow, don't you? And Russell, the zombie, he's like, oh yeah, that's all right. And then next thing you know, we've had like 6 pints. And then we're finishing it off with tequila shots. And I went to bed, fucked.
Yeah?
And I woke up in the morning, and I had a massive hangover Saturday morning.
I had a text saying, got any paracetamol?
My head was spinning, and I text the guys going, fucking hell, is anyone else feeling rough, or is it just me? And then I managed to... Well, that's the good thing about staying overnight, because if we were driving up on the Saturday, I would have felt fucked in the car journey all the way. But I managed to have some breakfast, get some stuff down me, and then felt all right. But yeah.
Russell then went on to be undefeated that day. 0 wins, 8 losses.
Yeah. I don't know how you do that, lad. Fucking hell. I saw the thing. You said, I've got hangover. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
I was all right, though.
But, back to you a minute. Do you think maybe you should pull right arm as well? or is that just something in your head that you think it's shit, so you'll just get destroyed?
Right, well, so what happened years ago when I was at Sussex, I'm somebody who shall remain unnamed, but...
Name the cunt.
We're having a bit of a training session and whatnot, and everything was all right. And bearing in mind, I weren't that far in, training and learning and all that stuff. And all of a sudden, it absolutely flashed me. So, and there was massive pain for in the arm, huge pain. And I was probably out for about 3 months with this, with the right arm. I couldn't do much with it. And then I started training on my left, and I just found that my left was a lot better than my right.
Yeah.
So, and one of my lads said something to me the other week. He said, "Look, your left arm is at pro level. However, where that sits, I don't, obviously lower end judging on Saturday. But apart from that, I reckon possibly mid. I might be if on a good day I'll get to mid range kind of thing. But my right arm is probably novice level at the top, maybe top-ish novice. And it's like, don't want to get it fucked up off some pro just absolutely smashing me."
Do you train with it in training though, your right arm?
I do train on it. I put with my lads and all that stuff, and it appears all right, but it's probably because I've got no speed in it, and my setup just seems weird.
Yeah.
So I've just got no confidence in it. Like when I don't know. It's like when I come to the table on my left, I can put it there and everything's connected, but it's not connected on the right.
1 second,
I feel the same like that with my left. I feel like my left is so much more connected than my right. Like, my right never does any good at tournaments, but my left has placed a few times, novice.
Yeah.
And I managed to get 4th on the left arm this time now. This time at Devon. But my left just always feels more connected.
Yeah. I mean, I can't. On my right, I can't hit. I can't. I can hang it in there and everything. And to be honest with you, actually, I'm probably more technical on my right because, on the left, I'll just smash through, or I'll try and smash through. Normally, I've got a lot of strength on there. I can manipulate people's hands pretty well and everything. But on the right, I've got to be more technical. I have to be.
Yeah.
Because I haven't got that speed. I mean, I was shocked on, the novice nationals. Obviously, I'll come second. Fucking wanker, waggle. But right arm, I finished 4th. I went out to Otto. I had Otto Bergman twice, and because he was aggressive, he was really aggressive on the start, and that meant that I couldn't be technical or anything because he was just so aggressive and quick. He got me quick.
Yeah.
But if it was a lower match, I might have been in there with it, But it's the way it is. But yeah, I finished 4th for the novice nationals on the right, which shocked me because I've just got no confidence in it. So
yeah, you done all right at that. That was at Derby, wasn't it? Derby.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought bloody hell, your right arm actually looks pretty decent.
Yeah. I think if I like, what I need to travelling really, and go see, a few people and whatnot, and then get some decent training on the right, because like you guys at Sussex, you didn't have an established pro, a really decent pro to show you the ropes, to show you what's what, and you relied on people. You're travelling and people are coming to you, and you're getting that. You're being taught that way, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Whereas I'm here, and basically, when I started this up, I was a novice.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of things that I still don't know and all this stuff. But I taught my lads, the basics, the basic stuff, and get good at the basics.
Yeah.
And then they're getting, they're progressing. A bit like really what Sussex did.
Yeah.
And it's worked for you guys, and really that was a blow for me to try and follow, to try and get somewhere with club. But
because you're obviously like your left arm's obviously like the strongest in your club, isn't it? So maybe, but obviously you're so in the middle of nowhere, it'd be hard for you to travel to someone to get access to learning and pulling someone a bit stronger. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, we did go to Wales. We have been to Wales.
Yeah. How long was that trip for you though?
How was that trip?
How long is it to get there?
It was supposed to be about 2.5 hours, but it took us near 4 because the traffic was shite.
Yeah.
But yeah, we got there and got totally bummed off fucking Greg and but it was an experience, you know, and some of the lads were like, you know, this is the first time, and they didn't appreciate what benefit you get from travelling.
Yeah.
So
we travel quite a bit, don't we?
One of them, he was laughing, and I said, "What are you fucking laughing at?" And he said, "Oh, I've never seen you like this, and I'm struggling like fuck to move Greg Foster's arm."
Yeah.
You know. So, you know.
That's just what you got to do, though, isn't it? Like me and Mitch and that, we travel to Slough. I've been to Milton Keynes up there a few times. And trying to get to just other clubs, or we hold training days, like go to Southampton, Paul Mantis and Graham and that. You just need to pull these stronger people, because otherwise you get comfortable in the garage, pinning everyone. And then you go up to comps and you're suddenly not the strongest person, then it's a big eye-opener, isn't it?
It's easy to become a big fish in a small pond, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I'm always aware of that. I'm always, you know, I'm always aware that, you know, I need to do extra stuff. I could be the best there on the, you know, on the left arm and whatnot, and if I go quick, you know, I'm pinning everybody on the right. But it's also, I actually was doing different training methods in order to make me even stronger.
Yeah.
You know, I used to train to failure the day before a training session, and that might sound crazy, but because I've got a club full of novices, it evened it up a bit, and it also gave me that bit more where I had to push myself even more to try and, you know what I mean, to try and get the results and all that shit. And then we went to the novice nationals. I finished second. You know, and it did work. You know, obviously, you know, doing the lifting, I started doing grip stuff, using the mace and that. It was all about the hand and wrist. If you ain't got that, you ain't got nothing.
No.
Really.
Well, it's like me pulling you on the left arm. I know I've twatted you a few times, but you are probably stronger than me. Do you know what I mean? You are actually stronger than me. But when you came to the table Saturday, I could see, this is just experience that I've picked up. I could see just in your setup that I knew what I was going to do, and I just took you out your bone line because of the way you set up. Like you're setting up. What do you want to do? You want to sort of cup and drag me down, don't you?
Usually, yeah.
But you're coming at me, and you're square on, and your arm is actually outside of. It seemed like it was outside of your body.
Yeah.
So you've already given me this. So all I had to do was push you a bit outside there, and then I've done half the work. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
When you're cupping and dragging, you need to sort of be you need to be 11 o'clock into my shoulder.
Yeah.
And sort of come. It's hard because you're on the thing, but it's hard to show you. But you'll see on the video. You need to sort of cup and drag and cut. You know, like a Tom Atherton. You sort of pull like him, don't you? He's got that drag. Maybe watch a few of his videos and see how he's setting up.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, it was, you know, after that, Janice or whatever his name was, Kelpis or whatever, you know, and like I say, I don't know what was what or whatever, but he, you know, I got bombed off him. I had pain through my arm, and I already kind of lost it.
Yeah.
I'd already lost that match with you anyway.
Yeah.
You know, and that's no disrespect to you.
Yeah.
You know,
I saw you come into the table holding your arm, and I thought, oh yes, he's hurt.
It's one of them. It's you know, it's end of the day. You know, I can look at it a few ways. You know, I can make loads of excuses up and everything like that. You know, and you know, I did get a bit of pain from that bloke and everything. But when you absolutely, you know, look at it, was I stronger? If I was strong enough, would I have got hurt off that bloke? No. Yeah. So
Maybe it was your setup though. Maybe because you were set up at a wrong. I mean, I didn't see that match, so I don't know. Did he top roll you or did he hook you?
I don't fucking know, mate. I really don't know. I haven't even watched it, mate.
Oh,
It was just, I got to the table and he started making loads of fucking...
Yeah, he was a scream. Yeah. He done that to me. I didn't even know who the fuck he was. And I thought, fuck, he looks quite good. So I was like, I better fucking smash him quick. I didn't get him on the left arm though. I only had you. Oh fucking first round, left arm. I get Tom Holland. And that was you. That was you setting that up, you bastard.
I didn't.
I reckon you set that bracket up to get me to have Tom Holland first.
I wish I did, mate. You know, mate, I would have had you, Tom and then Sandu, mate.
I actually went to a table with Tom, and I said to him, "Please don't hurt me." And he sort of just grinned, and he said, "Oh, give it to me, give it to me." I was like, "Oh fuck." So I just tried to hit as hard as I could, but I knew it was going nowhere, and he just. He politely took me down slowly. He didn't throw me through the table. So thanks, Tom.
Yeah.
Thanks for not ripping my left arm.
Well, it's good to have them sort of names at this show. You had some Tom Holland, Josh Davis, James Wall, Greg Foster, all having top class matches.
Yeah.
And Sandu obviously destroying everyone. I think he won the supers, didn't he? Weighing like 95 kilo or something.
Yeah.
He was amazingly strong. But it's good that you had those names there that were having some good battles with each other. You know, like James Wall, Greg Foster, that was a really good match. Tom Holland against Sandu. Adam against Sandu as well on the right arm. They were really
Davis was good.
they were really top level in this country. That was like top level matches, you know.
Yeah, you can't forget Adam. He's, you know what I mean. He's always there and he's always around. Got some good fucking wins.
Yeah.
You know.
So it was a really good day, I think, and top class pulling.
Yeah, it really was. Yeah.
So well done.
I ended it really happy with how it went and everybody who came and everything. Nobody whinged. The only whinging, which I'm about, is the parking, and that's.
Yeah, parking was shit, mate.
Yeah,
there was nowhere to park you can. Someone told me you sent a message going, "There's paying display." Where the fuck was that? 10 miles away.
Right down on the side.
You're like, oh, if you just park your car here, and then the C comes up, and then you can't have a car anymore. It'd be all right.
I just parked out the front.
We parked out front, didn't get a ticket or nothing though. But yeah, it was all right. Well then, Carl. Thanks for coming on.
Do you want a bit of this? You must be fucking well thirsty, mate. You must be spitting out feathers, fucking.
Yeah, thanks for coming on. Hopefully people can hear you. I know it's not great having the setup like that, but
We'll try and get it on a Zoom next time.
We'll try and do Zoom next time.
Because Carl's such a caveman, he couldn't work. He can just about work this. So
it was me as well. I didn't know. Zoom wanted me to pay 23 quid to fucking record him. I was like, I ain't paying 23 quid for people to look at him. Fuck that.
Squared your fucking dickhead on here.
So,
cheers for coming on.
yeah, and we'll talk to you soon. Hopefully there'll be another Devon comp next year, won't there? Hopefully.
Brilliant. I hope so. Yeah.
Devastating Devon 2.
Yeah. Sounds good, my friend.
Brilliant.
All
Thanks
right.
for having me.
No
No
worries.
worries.
You can fuck off now.
Yeah, go on, fuck off. Alright, Kyle. He's always
He was a member of Sussex for a long time. He's a good egg, really. We like Carl.
tough. I got him at SummerSlam.
Yeah, that'd be good.
I won't lie to you about your chances, but you have my sympathies.
Talking of pullers of the day,
Pullers of the day.
there were so many, weren't there? Do you know what? I love watching Jason Hill when he pulls. He fucking makes
He's
me
a proper
laugh.
aggressive little cunt, isn't he?
He's like a little football
They
hooligan,
should, he's
isn't
like, oh no, someone's already called the Honey Badger, aren't they? But he's like he's like the Honey Badger 2.
Go on YouTube and watch his match with Justin Sparks, and he's got him in there, and they're grunting a bit, and then Justin's whole team were going, "Go on, Justin, Justin, go on. And
He
Jason
just looked at him.
looks out of the crowd and just goes, go on, Justin. And then just fucking pins him.
He's always such a calm,
I love
nice
that
bloke
shit.
in training.
Yeah.
And then when it comes to competition on the table, he turns into a fucking psycho. He's like Split. You know that film Split? Fucking multiple personalities. That's what that cunt's got.
Yeah, he gets proper fired up, doesn't he? I
But
love,
it's
I love that.
entertaining to watch,
Yeah.
and that's what we need.
Though. I've got a lot of love for Jason Hill.
Josh Davis.
Josh
probably
Davis, little
performance of the day.
Pudding Boy was...
The Pillsbury Doughboy.
he
did
was
really
he was
well.
fine. Do you know what? He done
The
well.
tank.
Considering he refed all the novices as well.
Yeah, because it's hard
And then
to
you got
ref.
Paul, credit where it's due, he pulled really well. And his side pressure and his setup has got a lot better from when he first started pulling. It looks like he actually knows what he's doing now, whereas he used to just fly sideways and lose his wrist, didn't he?
But he flew straight to the final, and then it was between Tom and Sandu as to who was in the final with him.
Yeah.
So he
Tom
did.
Holland against Sandu. People that don't know Sandu, he used to be called Alex.
Yeah, he's now changed his name.
He's changed his name for...
because the FBI are after him.
the FBI,
Immigration's
yeah,
after him.
Immigration.
So he's had to change his name.
But he's strong. Like he's probably got one of the strongest left arms up there, isn't he?
Yeah, he's strong as fuck. When
And
I saw his name on the board, I was like, oh, it's a bad day for everyone.
Him and Tom Holland, left arm was good because they got to the final, and then Tom only needed one pin, didn't he? And then Alex brought a pin back, and then Tom. That
Flushed.
hit that Tom's got, like it's almost like amazing to watch. Like
100 mile an hour.
on the right arm, he threw Sandu's fucking arm through. I thought he was gonna go and hit through the fucking floor.
Yeah.
And then James Wall, Greg Foster. Like Greg Foster's probably James Wall is that little bit more level up, and he.
I think he's just
Like Greg-
quicker. He's just really fast. isn't
Yeah, he's just so fast. I mean, how can you catch that? How can you train for that? Because his fast twitch muscles must be so fast.
he? It's good to see him there. He's always exceptional.
Yeah, he's good puller, and he's been on the Armwrestling circuit recently, hasn't he? So he's got that experience, whereas the other ones in that class haven't got really that. They haven't pulled them top guys that James has pulled.
Like top Europeans.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? But Greg's not far off of him. I'd say
No.
James is there. Greg's probably about there. He's not got far to go, I think. And then, but Greg was telling me he water cut for that tournament.
Yeah, it's always a bit draining.
I
Trying to
wouldn't
make one.
recommend water cutting, to be honest, because it can make you feel like shit, like proper shit, and it takes a while for your body to recover because you're drinking all that water and not eating and shit. And if you don't do it right, it can fuck you up. So I wouldn't recommend that. But do what you got to do to get where you want to be. Do you know what I mean, lad? What else should we talk about? Your favourite subject? Referees. Referees was a big thing on Saturday. There's a few debates going on. I was quite happy with the referees, to be honest. And I must say, Dave Kelly is probably one of the rising better referees out there.
Dave is always a good ref.
He's a good referee.
And he stopped a match on a novice guy.
There is a question coming up about that.
Yeah, but it was a novice guy, wasn't it? He stopped a match on a novice guy who was in a bad position.
He was pulling like this.
Looking away from his hand, his wrist was flopped. He was trying to press, and Dave stopped it because he was in a dangerous position and potentially was going to break his arm. This guy then kicked off a bit at Dave, and to be honest, I don't think anyone should shout at the referee for basically saving your arm.
Yeah. I know in the heat
Saving
of the
you
moment.
a trip from to the hospital and breaking your arm, potentially not arm wrestling again, but ever doing anything
You
with
got to
that
think
arm.
of your work,
So if
your
anything,
lifestyle.
he should be fucking kissing Dave's feet.
You should send Dave Kelly a postcard
Send him some fucking flowers.
saying
Thank you for saving my arm.
He's
Mr.
he's
Kelly."
God to you right now because he saved your arm. He was the touch of God, and he just went, "Stop, my son. and your arm will not break.
The only reason you're using your arm today is because Dave stopped it from breaking.
Yeah, and to be fair, you're lucky that it was Dave reffing, because there's a few refs that would have happily let you break your arm. And
then just gone, ooh.
And gone, ooh, does that hurt? Sorry, lad. But,
so, yeah.
Top work from Dave there. But,
Yeah.
and giving him abuse afterwards, I know it's the heat of the moment and that, but...
Adrenaline and stuff.
Adrenaline, but, ref's decision's final at the end of the day.
His decision is final in any sport.
Like I said again, you're lucky it was Dave, because some refs...
Josh is a good referee.
Wouldn't have done it.
He's quite good with safety as well.
Yeah. Josh Davis, yeah, he's a good.
Kath is a good referee. Obviously, she's probably the number one in the
She wasn't there this
country for reffing, but she couldn't make it this time.
She'll be at the sit down.
But she'll be at the sit downs. So I wonder what her views are on some of the things she's seen.
What other refs?
Catalina refereeing. Lot of criticism, which she's probably going to take personally.
Yeah, she doesn't like us very much.
Because I put a clip of Josh Davis pinning Adam in a promo video Grip Fest, so she had a few choice words for me on the day. But she really needs to just pay more attention, or if she really wants to be a referee. I know it's hard to get referees to do these competitions, so I appreciate that, and I know it's a hard job, but some of the times, like, there's videos not even touching the hands or straightening people up, letting matches just go. One guy got in a bad position and she covered her eyes. I mean, just, if you want to be a referee, just maybe take it a bit more seriously. And
I gripped up with Chris,
have a
and
few
I was
days
over
with
his
Dave.
thumb.
Yeah.
I was over his thumb and he was over my thumb, and then just went, ready, go. And that was it. And elbow fouls, like AJ was like, King's moving you down here. It looked to me like his elbow was off.
Oh, John Scalby was there as well. Sorry, the baker. Forgot to mention you.
Rep in Sussex, and in his Sussex Armwrestling t-shirt.
He had a bit of a controversial loss.
Yeah, if you watch the video back, it looks like it was a pin for him.
He pins, and then it got walked back, and then an elbow lifted, and people walked off.
I think he thought that he pinned it, AJ.
Yeah.
So he come back up, but then it wasn't called. So then he ended up getting taken down. But
I see.
if you look at the video, it does look like a pin. I might be able to get it up.
Maybe just need to spend some more time. If you want a referee, spend some more time with the other refs and just learn a few of their
going back
tricks.
to refs and broken arms. That Ad Bennett broke his arm a few weeks ago, so wishing you a speedy recovery, lad.
Recover well.
But again, I don't know who the referee was for that match. Maybe they could have potentially saved you from yourself, if you know what I mean. But speedy recovery, mate.
Let's not talk of the negatives too long.
Yeah. What else?
We've already spent hours with Kyle.
Yeah, Carl. Fucking hell. If anyone's still watching, they're not asleep from Carl chatting shit. What do you think of like your performance overall at Devon though?
I think I did alright. I looked at the board originally when I turned up, and I was like, fuck, I had Adam, Josh, fucking Sandu, Rob. And I was like, oh, they're all, top guys. But
pro classes now are going to be tough.
Yeah, but I got fourth on my left arm. That's my first sort of, if you can say, placing as a pro.
And you pinned Adam.
And I managed to pin Adam.
And then he come over going, my bicep hurts.
Suddenly his bicep's injured. I'm sure it wouldn't have been injured if he'd have smashed me. But so we had that. So that was quite a good pin for me, personally.
Yeah.
So I was quite happy with that. But overall, I had Sandu on the first round. There was no moving him anyway, because he's just that level up. I'm not at his level. But it's good to feel that sort of pressure, Yeah. So it's all a good experience. Overall, I'm quite happy with my left arm performance there. right arm was a bit of a no-show, but that's no excuse for
Your
me.
left arm's your better arm.
My left arm's my better arm. So, yeah, I was quite happy, to be honest. Maybe next time I can try and push up into the medals.
Yeah. But I think, well, because you've been training your wrist more, you never used to train your fucking wrist, did you?
Yeah, training wrist a lot. I'm doing, I mentioned in the last show, Greg's routine has helped a lot.
We'll do a bit of that tonight.
Yeah, so.
Overall, me, my right arm back in there after, I don't know if you know, but I hurt my finger and it's like this now. Did you know? Did you know?
I didn't know.
Really?
Yeah.
I cut the tendon in half and now it's reattached. It's like this, but it's been 8 months since I did a competition on it. And no excuses from me. I genuinely felt quite good. I even done, there was a YouTube video, Bogdan Stoiker. He done a YouTube video saying about warming up, which I always find interesting. And he said, you know, you need to do 30 minutes warming up and some ready goes so that you're proper ready tournament wise, you know. And so that's what I did. I went on the side table before my class and I pulled for a good 20-30 minutes. I didn't do many ready goes, but I did some fast hits. And I pulled like some novices and I just let them hit me and, you know, they were going for it. And I felt good. I was warm. And then the first match, I got Chris Fellows and I was like, oh, fucking hell. Because Chris is always tricky for me because his hand's quite strong. And he did actually hit me first. And I got in a hook, pinned him. And then I had the Turkish guy. And I think he was Turkish or I don't know where he come from. But I didn't quite know how good he was going to be. So I just had to hit him as fast as I can. But I think the comp got to me because I didn't do what I can do in training. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I didn't pull how I pull in training. I think I was so revved up and I was just doing that novice thing of trying to fly to the pad. But
it's just good to be back though, isn't it?
yeah, overall I felt good. The guys that beat me, I lost to James Beach and Josh Davis, but they were just better on the day. There's, you know, you can't blame anything. If the way I see it, if you go to a tournament and you put your elbow on the pad, there's no sympathy or, oh, I might pull but I'm a bit injured. If you put your elbow on the pad and
if you're that injured at this level,
then
you
wouldn't
don't
be there,
grip
would you?
up because
So-
your potential to get injured even worse.
I felt great and I can't wait to pull again. The guys that beat me were just stronger on the day and it's as simple as that, really.
Shall we get into some of these questions? Otherwise we're
Yeah,
gonna be
as
here all
always,
night.
thanks for all your questions. We get so many. You wouldn't believe how many questions we get, and I can only write down a few because
Most of them are about beard care.
because otherwise we'd be here all fucking night, and you don't want to listen to us all day, do you? Or maybe you do, or maybe your sister does. We don't know.
Or your mum.
Or maybe your mum.
Or your dad.
Yeah, maybe your dad. So the first question, we sort of talked about it already, but it was from Foster. If someone is disrespectful to a referee, what should be the punishment? I.e., kicked out of the novices there and then, forced to make a public apology to a ref for saving his arm. What do you sort of
I
think?
think if someone kicks off massively, then it's a foul or potential end of the match. And they're declared a loser of that match. You square up to a ref and call them a cunt and start pushing your face into theirs, you're out, in my opinion.
And it depends who you ref, because if you did that to me, then you would be out in a different kind of way.
The ref is there to do a job.
Yeah.
It's a hard job. No one wants to be a ref, really. It's a hard day. They've got to make a lot of tough decisions. So if one's trying to actually save you,
Yeah.
has the empathy in them to stop you from getting hurt, and you call them a cunt or whatever, then out, I think.
And a
What's your
subject that was
opinion?
brought up, like a referee's decision is final. It's like we had a thing where
Someone don't get knocked out in boxing and then go, oh, but it was an illegal punch, and the ref go,
Yeah.
oh shit, yeah, sorry, right, come back, start again.
And like after Tom's match, the guy was going up to Dave, the ref, with a video, trying to show him that it wasn't a pin. And they're like, "Well, what do you want? What do you want him to do about that? Do you want him to suddenly recall everyone and have a rematch there and then? That's just not going to happen, is it?
It's just sport. That
If
is
the ref
sport in
thinks it's a
general.
pin, it's a pin, isn't it? So the referee, at the end of the day, the referee's decision is final. Whether you think that's right or not, it doesn't matter. The referee is the...
But to answer the question, yeah, I think a foul or chucked out.
Yeah. Shut them fucking seagulls up. Look at them. Everything's making noise, isn't it? What the fuck is it doing? Shut up. Next question, Josh Powell. How did Dan and Mitch get into arm wrestling? Top 3 things that helped you progress. It was actually you that got into it first, wasn't it? But that was like, you got into it for a little bit, didn't you? What are they doing? You're gonna throw something at them in a minute. Get up and run up, fucking chase them away, otherwise I won't shut up. Mitch is now running at the seagulls with a broom, telling them to fuck off. Right. Well, last night I got into arm wrestling by I didn't even know it was a thing. I know Mitch done it a little bit, and then I watched a documentary called Pulling John.
Yeah, Pulling John and Over the Top with Sylvester Stallone.
Over the Top, yeah. And I didn't even know that arm wrestling was a thing until I saw that documentary, and I thought, oh fucking hell, I wonder if there's any clubs near me that I could go to and try it out, because I was never any good anyway, but I wanted to try it out. And yeah, I found the club in Sussex Arms
With Andy Adsett, the absolute
Dosser head, and it just went from there really. And then I actually stopped for a couple of years and went back to boxing because I'd done a few competitions and just got smashed. Yeah, and then I come back when you came back and told me to get back into it, didn't you? So I got back into it then, really.
What are your favourite type super matches or tournament?
I actually prefer tournaments.
I prefer super matches.
I think there's more glory in a tournament.
I think a tournament you get a title or whatever, but you can lose to someone in a tournament that you might beat in a super match, you know? You might lose to someone in a tournament that you pin all the time in training, and then on tournament day they might get you.
Yeah.
I think whereas a super match, one-on-one, sort of decides who is the better person.
Yeah.
And me personally, I prefer concentrating on one person rather than not knowing who I'm going to be called against, not knowing maybe what they're going to do. I prefer that one-on-one thing.
I prefer a tournament because I think if there's a good group of guys in your class and you've managed to smash your way through them all and get to the final, it feels good. And if someone does smash you, you haven't got to then get smashed by that guy another fucking 3 times or 2 times. And then you can sort of maybe come back, maybe you'll meet that guy in the final and you can adjust a little. And I just think people are more impressed with tournament wins maybe, but you know, super matches are more fun. You know, you got arm wars and we hold super match tournaments, don't we, and stuff. Circle of Arms, Deadly Hands. He's got another one coming up in August called The Pit. You know, people get excited about having a match. It's just fun, you know. But me overall, I prefer a tournament. Where's the other one? How do you feel the Sussex team got on at Devon?
I think Sussex did alright. Dan Stone getting silverware.
Yeah, and even if you didn't do well, like Charlie and Russell might...
It was Charlie's first ever tournament, so it was just an experience.
It's just
for him.
experience, and Russell, like, he's a complete
Russell is
novice.
relative novice.
And I told him, just try try the pros just for the experience. And even, I was talking to him in the toilet, and he was like, the difference just in the way the pros were hitting him compared to in the compared to in the novice class, he could see the difference. I was like, well, now you know what it's like. And it's just that picking up that experience, isn't it? But overall, you know, Dan Stone done really well, considering the little cunt don't even train. You know, he looks about 12, but he's actually 29.
He's actually
You believe he's
42.
fucking 29. Or 30, I don't know, but he looks like fucking.
Yeah,
he must
he
have
did
Benjamin Button disease or something. He's going back in time, but he doesn't even fucking train. And he
came fourth on the
he
left.
done all right.
Nothing on the right.
I come fifth on the right, which, you know, is at least I was up there, top 5. That Mark,
Honourable mention for Mark Walden.
yeah.
From
Who's
Milton.
that?
Who is Mark Walden?
Who's Mark? Mark?
Competing there from Milton Keynes. He collected a lot of silverware from that.
Fucking did, didn't he?
He won both Masters. So he won Masters left and right.
Yeah.
And then he placed, I think, both arms
Yeah.
in the novice under 105s.
Yeah.
And then he came 6th in the pro.
The pros, yeah. Right.
So and he's actually 85 years old.
Yeah.
So proving that old dogs can still hunt,
And I've actually
and they're never out of it.
I've actually got him as a reserve at SummerSlam because, let's be honest, we all know Rhino's not going to
Rhino's
turn.
not turning.
Rhino's meant to be having a match with me at SummerSlam on the right arm, but he actually rang Kyle and told him that he was coming to Devon. And was he there? I mean, we got to stop mentioning this guy.
His name's not Rhino anymore. It's the Phantom.
Yeah. So I've actually got Mark in reserve who said he's happy to pull me at SummerSlam
He's a more relevant name.
when Ghost Boy don't turn up. The improvement guy. Best lesson you've took from a loss.
Just how to make an adjustment, really, and sometimes losing can be a blessing because it can make you train harder
Yeah.
and work on things you hadn't worked on before.
Yeah.
But sometimes a loss, don't take it too seriously,
No.
because a loss, you might get flashed by that person one day, and then the next comp you might be able to hold them a little bit, and then the next comp you'll be able to stop them,
Yeah.
and then you just got to take every inch of positivity you can take out of a competition. I'd take it,
Yeah.
because everything is a good sign for next time.
And you can take a lot of lessons from winning as well, because if you've been working on something and then tournament is when you find out if what you've been training is actually working
it's all
for
good
you.
training hard
So
and that, but you don't know where you're at until you enter.
Everything is a lesson in arm wrestling. There's no losses, there's no wins. It's all lessons. So that's pretty much round it up. Unless you got anything else to add, do you want to add anything? Slag anyone off?
I think we've been going for an hour.
It's been quite tame, this one.
Quite a
Don't you
tame
think?
one.
You hadn't had any of your foot off because we're training tonight, so we've cut down on the drink. We're going to go train now
Yeah,
down at Sussex.
might just have a session of smashing all the bum squad.
I'm gonna
Ego
definitely,
pinning. Might have
gonna
a night of ego pinning. It's
definitely
good.
do
It's good for
some-
you sometime.
definitely do some ego pinning
Night of ego pinning.
because of Saturday. Yeah, who shall we pick on?
Try it out.
Who should
Russell, he lost 8 in a
Russell,
row.
yeah, Russell, you lost fucking 8-0, so
Maybe
you're
tonight,
getting smashed
maybe
tonight.
tonight he can lose 20 in a row.
So yeah, take care, stay toxic,
as fuck.
stay strong, and remember, look both ways before you go fuck yourself.